Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. What are we on here? Episode 106 or something? Something like that. But, needless to say, as I forget what I was about to say, needless to say, we are setting off. The sun rises in the east, and we are heading off into the west, leaving, what was this pretty cool kind of mountainy... There was a waterfall over there, mountainy region with interesting caves and a bunch of pigs everywhere. Let's, while I'm here, grab some pig meat. And then we will continue on. But yes, Far Lands or Bust. Thanks for Critical Hit. Thanks for joining me once again. We're continuing. I guess I can feed Wolfie while I've got some stuff here. Wolfie, 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 sit. Thank you. And feediness. I'm carrying around some miscellaneous cobblestone and junk. Oh, don't forget Wolfie like I did before. Let's pick up that bone. Alright, continuing on. Enough with this shenanigans. Far Lands or Bust, I do want to thank a bit more. We've gained a bit more money for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. We're still at 4%, but we are at $1,286.44. So thank you to everybody who keeps contributing, and please head on over there if you would like to contribute to Child's Play charity. It's a great cause to get behind, and that would be much appreciated. Ooh, it's interesting. This land has been stripped and ravaged and something. Anyway, continuing on, what was I going to say? As I mentioned in the last video, I think I'm going to talk... Ow! First I'm going to jump to my death, but then I'm going to talk about kind of a year in review, my own personal year in review. I know a lot of video game channels do the best video games of 2011 or something like that, but as you know, I haven't... If you look at my channel, the only game I've really played is Minecraft, and the other games I've played came out 2-3 years ago, so I'm not going to be doing anything like that, but I will be doing kind of just a personal year in review. I do also want to mention, because in the last video I mentioned how I got the Lego Space Shuttle, the big gigantic Lego Space Shuttle for Christmas, is one of my gifts I got. And a lot of you requested that I do kind of a time-lapse or a video of me building the Space Shuttle. So I'll definitely consider that. That's certainly something I've considered before. I'd have to figure out how to do that. I know one of my older cameras has kind of a stop-motion intervalometer type of situation going on, but I think it can only do a picture every 60 seconds. And I don't know if that's enough to get a proper, building that thing. And I have to also figure out some sort of where I would do that. My office is kind of small. I'd have to kind of set up a table somewhere and a Lego building station. So yeah, I'll consider that, and I don't know, maybe we'll do that instead of the office tour once we reach 10% of the Child's Play fundraiser. Who knows? But yeah, certainly thanks for all those suggestions. I'll look into that, and that might be a possibility. But what else was I going on about? The year in review. Yeah, I guess I'll start with that. Why not? 2011, the year that stuff happened. Indeed. Oh, let me get up this mountain here. Ooh. Picturesque. Wolf. Oh, watch it, Wolfie. But yeah, the 2011, I guess I could talk about quite a few things. Obviously, I started this channel back in March of this year, 2011. I had kind of a channel and an account with YouTube well before then where I was watching stuff, and I only recently started getting involved in it due to Minecraft. I bought Minecraft as a result of watching X's adventures in Minecraft and other Let's Plays like that. I bought it back in September, and I've been playing back since September of 2010. And then I only recently started making the videos in March. And really, I started it on a whim, as you know. I've mentioned this many times before. I kind of saw that there was kind of... I don't know, this might be my own perspective, but there was kind of two separate, I guess, generations of kind of Minecraft Let's Players. There was obviously the first generation, like Paulsaurs Jr. and X, and CNanners and people like that, who obviously now are very large YouTube entities and personalities, and they've gone on to do many more things beyond Minecraft. But then I kind of noticed around after when Minecraft kind of came out in beta. After the new year, there was kind of this second wave, a second generation of people coming out and doing YouTube videos, and that kind of inspired me to kind of start my own. So I kind of just kind of on a whim went out. I bought a gaming headset. I never, like I said, I was a casual gamer. I really didn't game that much. I bought a gaming headset so I can record, and I bought Fraps, and I started making videos just using Windows Movie Maker and Windows XP here. And it was just on a whim. I kind of already had quite a few subscribers to my channel. Well, maybe like less than 100, I think, but some subscribers to my channel, so I didn't start with like 0 subscribers. But those were basically there from when I was uploading kind of astronomy videos and things like that, and from I had a bunch of Twitter followers. I was involved kind of in the space tweep community on Twitter and things like that, so I guess I kind of had a little bit of a head start with people to share this with, whether or not they continued to follow or they unsubscribed from me because of it. Whoop, Wolfie, where are you? There you are. But yeah, I kind of started with that. I just as a hobby, I thought I'd maybe, get a few episodes in, and maybe it would just kind of fade away or something like that. But obviously it turned out to be much more than that. By the 10th episode, I decided I would start walking to the far lands, and that garnered me some attention, I guess, since nobody's tried doing this. Ooh, hello. Ooh, there's some light down there. I'm assuming there's some lava. And then I started doing, just on a whim, the Child's Play charity thing. I figured, I'll do that, and when I reach the $820, however long it takes to reach the first initial goal, then I'll kind of, that'll be the end of that, and I'll find other things to do. But there was such great support for that. I started the second round of Far Lands or Bust Child's Play fundraiser, and then we reached that goal, and we raised over $11,700, which is amazing. I mean, myself, I'm, I guess, a little embarrassed to admit that before that I really hadn't done any charity or volunteer work that much. It really wasn't much of a thing that I did. So it was totally overwhelming that I was able to raise that much money on behalf of Far Lands or Bust for Child's Play charity. And of course now we're raising even more. We've passed $1,200 since November when I started the second round here. So it's amazing, and it certainly is all thanks to you guys, everybody who contributes to Far Lands or Bust for Child's Play charity. So that's amazing. I had no idea I would get that kind of support, and certainly the kind of support for Far Lands or Bust, or even my other content that I've been uploading to my YouTube channel, far exceeded all of my expectations. You have no idea. And it's really amazing, even all the people I've been able to meet through YouTube, who, obviously all my guests who are on the live stream, the 8-hour, 20-minute live stream. Well, this was kind of a waste of a boat. Could have just taken the ice. What is this? Oh, I think it's just a hole. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool meeting all these people and meeting all the, communicating with people online, all the commenters and subscribers and things as best that I can, but it can be a little bit overwhelming. So yeah, that's... and what do I almost have 24,000 subscribers now. So that's still, blowing my mind. Sorry if I blew into the microphone. I don't know what that's going to sound like, but yeah, that's amazing. So that, I mean, is the biggest thing, obviously, that's happened in 2011 for me. And I'm just looking forward to keep on doing this, and I'm having a lot of fun. Obviously, I waited quite a while before becoming a YouTube partner, and because it's something I really didn't think would make that big of a difference, but it certainly allowed me to continue doing this with the type of dedication that I have been, especially since, I guess, the sub-headline of 2011 would be that I quit my job in July, which is something I've been meaning to do for quite a while. It's a job I didn't enjoy, both in terms of the work I was doing and where I was at. Zombles. Oh, hello. There's a bunch of zombles down there. It's like a big pit. Open pit barbecue sauce. Sponsor. No, but yeah, that's it's something I waited, I think, until I had 10,000 subscribers or something like that before applying for the YouTube partnership, and I got that. But yeah, certainly having that is something that has allowed me, instead of having to go back to a full-time job right away, it's kind of delayed that. It's allowed me to extend my savings and what I've kind of planned for taking this kind of quarter life, I guess you can call it retirement, little miniature retirement, I guess you could call this. So yeah, that's something I didn't expect, and I'm certainly thankful to everybody who watches the ads on the YouTube channel. It's certainly, I'm doing this for, I'm more proud of the Child's Play charity and all we've raised for that, but it certainly helps in allowing me to keep doing this for an extended period of time, almost as a quasi full-time job. Not really, but yeah, that's something else that came out of this that's completely unexpected. But yeah, that, hold on, I'm gonna prepare the elevated hidey hole here. Boop, and the bed. And I will go to sleep. Awakeness, and continue to the Farlandsness. But yeah, I quit my job in July. I guess there might be some people who are new to the channel who aren't aware of that. But yeah, I was a web designer. That's what I went to school. Well, not really what I went to school for. I taught myself web design. I went to school for art and design. And I've had that job. I had that job for like 5 years as a full-time job, and I just didn't enjoy the work. It wasn't satisfying. I didn't feel like I was really contributing any worth to society or to my own well-being. And just the place I was at really didn't have much potential for growth, or both personal growth or growth towards providing anything further to it. So it's something that I year after year I'm like, oh, before I turn 27 I'm going to quit this job. Oh, before I turn 28 I'm going to quit this job. But it just never happened, and even before turning 29. But it happened finally in July, and that was a big deal. I put it off. I had the letter written and everything, and I had been putting it off because it's kind of a scary thing, let alone. And I really wasn't scared. I was well prepared for quitting, and I had a bunch of savings, like I've mentioned, and it's something it wasn't a decision I took lightly, for sure, but it was just the act of quitting, I think, coupled with my anxiety about social situations like that, awkwardness and whatnot. So, but yeah, that was a big deal for me, and I guess without doing that, I wouldn't have been able to find out that this is something interesting, this YouTube thing, and looking into, I guess, looking forward to 2012. I know I'd previously, one of the reasons I quit my job is I was considering going back to school for science or geology or something that I'm really interested into, astronomy and whatnot. I say whatnot a lot, don't I? As well as indeed. But yeah, I've kind of put that off because I don't know how feasible it is. But I am I've started to look into some colleges around here who offer certificates and degrees into broadcasting. And it's something I always considered. I know I mentioned I was in the radio club in high school and stuff like that, but until I've started doing this YouTube channel, I never really considered as a possibility of an actual career or something I could make a living off of and enjoy doing. So I'm looking into that maybe for next year, taking a couple classes for kind of broadcasting. Whether or not that means I would go into radio or television, or maybe I would just be able to continue and expand what I can do here on YouTube or podcasting or blogging or anything like that. So it's something, it's an evolving process, and I'm certainly going to keep you guys up in the know of what's going on with KurtJMac and his adventures and career choices. But yeah, that's something that certainly came good out of 2011. It was a big year, I guess. Of course, also another big year. I'm obviously big into the space stuff. 2011 was the grand finale for the space shuttle program. Unfortunately, despite signing up for tickets and NASA tweet-ups, I never got to see a space shuttle launch up close, despite my fanboyism. Sad face.jpg. But that's okay, because I got to go to the NASA tweet-up in August for the Juno launch, which was an amazing experience. I met a lot of cool people there, and that was just about the time my YouTube channel was starting to get a little bit popularity, I guess, and I was actually... it was interesting. I was recognized just kind of hanging out at Kennedy Space Center as, oh, you're Kurt from Farlands or Bust. Oh, really? So that's something still to get used to. But yeah, that was cool, crazy stuff that happened in 2011. I'm trying to think of other things. Like I said, I don't do resolutions or anything, but one of the things I started to do in 2011 was I've started to focus on, I guess, my appearance, dressing better, I guess. I mentioned this before, following blogs like Put This On and other kind of style things, more classical style and stuff like that, as opposed to continuing to dress like I'm in college. Not that there's anything wrong with anybody's personal preference about wardrobe and dress, but instead of dressing like that, I've started, you wear more ties and this or that, not overly formal or anything like that, but it kind of, it's something to get up in the morning to look forward to, and I would recommend, if you're at all interested in that sort of stuff, to follow blogs like Put This On. There's also a blog called The Art of Manliness, which kind of delves into more than just dress and stuff you wear, and more about, hobbies and, ways to act and things like that. There's The Art of Manliness, there's dapper.com, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff like that, but that's something that I've really gone into, and it's become another kind of separate hobby. Of course, my main hobby being in the astronomy club and doing amateur astronomy, but I haven't been able to do as much of that as I'd like because the weather around here is just crap. Early on in the year, or over summer, I got to do quite a bit, but lately my telescope has been just sitting. Oop, that didn't work. Whee, bonk. My telescope has been sitting, gathering dust, which is unfortunate to say the least. Ooh, that was interesting, wasn't it, Wolfie? But yeah, what am I talking about here? The astronomy is another hobby of mine I've been expanding and learning more about, so that's cool. I guess if I'm going to be talking about the next year, like I said, I don't do resolutions or whatnot, but things I'm looking forward to in the next year. Obviously, I'm going to continue Far Lands or Bust. A lot of people were frightened after I reached the first milestone and pressed F3 that I would just quit and it would be the end of Far Lands or Bust. But no, this is going to be, it's obviously the primary reason a lot of people are subscribed to my channel, and I hope they certainly stick around and watch the other content and like the other content, but I'm certainly not going to abandon Far Lands or Bust, even though I'm still in 1.7.3 and I can't upgrade to 1.0 because the Far Lands don't exist. But I think it kind of, because of that, it's kind of given it a unique... While everybody else is doing Let's Plays, and even myself, I'm doing a Let's Play in Minecraft 1.0, it's kind of hey, there's this crazy dude who's still playing Minecraft 1.7 and not upgrading because he's walking to the edge of the map. Because he's insane and should be submitted to clinical study. Hold on. I'm a little bit suspicious about this. Nope. Guess not. But yeah, there's that. I'm going to keep doing Far Lands or Bust. I'm looking forward to continuing Adventures in 1.0 with Castaway or whatever else I continue doing. I'm also, no spoilers, but beginning in the next year, I'm going to, in Minecraft, there's a, how do I want to put this? There's kind of a section, an aspect, as you will, and I will, an aspect of Minecraft that I've pretty much neglected, and it's a big aspect that a lot of people concentrate on, that I'm going to perhaps start another series. Maybe like a once-a-week thing, but I'd like to look towards doing something different, and I'm certainly, it's something I hope you guys enjoy, and it's bringing into the aspect of being more involved with more people on YouTube and more of a community aspect, but I'll leave the spoilers alone for that, but that's another series I'm looking, in addition to Far Lands or Bust and Castaway and whatever other multiplayer Race for Wolves or custom maps I end up doing. There's just, if you think about it, there's an aspect of Minecraft that I say I'm not totally into and I don't really explore that much, but I'd like to kind of get into a little bit more, so that's why I'm going to be starting this other series that I'll clue you into in the coming weeks or so. Woof, I know, Wolfie, it's exciting! All these new and exciting things. What else? I'd like to start doing some Let's Plays of some other non-Minecraft games, hopefully newer games. As I mentioned, I'm going to, when I save enough money, I'm going to build a new computer, so hopefully it'll allow me to do newer games, maybe like either full-on Let's Plays, walkthroughs, or or even just, you know, one-off kind of reviews and first impressions, maybe. We'll look forward to that, hopefully. And more multiplayer things, certainly. I know I mentioned this in the last video. It's something I want to work on more, is my multiplayer, my social my social skills. No, my you know, just getting more in tune with doing a co-op commentaries and things like that is something I'd like to work on for 2012. But certainly, maybe in the comments you can suggest things that maybe you'd like to see me do, or maybe suggest things whether or not they relate to YouTube or not. Just suggest things that you're looking forward to in 2012 for yourself, or maybe you'd like to suggest things for this channel that you'd like to see. I'm certainly, you know, the subscribers, you guys are the reason I'm here and why I keep doing this every day. And it's certainly something I'm going to take into account, is the things that you guys prefer and you guys want to see. So let me know in the video comments your wishes and thoughts about 2012. And for the love of God, do not write anything about the Mayan calendar or anything like that. That's Bupkis. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. 2012, figuring things out, exploring the possibilities as the sun sets over the forest in the west. Wolfie brings up the east here and make another hidey hole. There you go. Boop boop. I know, Wolfie, it's exciting, the year ahead. I don't know, maybe I don't think this is going to be the last video before the new year. Maybe I'll try to get one more out. And I think after I record this, I'm going to go back into Castaway. Oh, I hear footsteps. I don't like that at all. I'm going to go back into Castaway and record more Castaway, because got some interesting stuff going on there that you all seem to enjoy. So yeah, I think that is sufficiently my year in review. I'm sure I've forgotten something, so maybe in the next episode I'll expand upon the thoughts. Let me properly make the hidey hole, clean it up here. Get down the workbench that I did not forget this episode like I did in the last one. Make a couple beds. I need to pick up some more wood in the next episode. What don't I need? This dirt. Indeed. So yeah, where else can I go with this? I think that that about sums it up. Like I always mention, you can keep going to farlandsorbust.com to contribute to our fundraiser for Child's Play charity. That would be much appreciated. And once again, I'm still overwhelmed by the support and everybody who has contributed to the previous iteration, who've gained more than $11,000 in the previous Far Lands or Bust Child's Play charity, and now we're up over $1,000 for this one. So I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, at 10%, I'll do something. I'll give a tour of my office, or maybe I'll do the if I can figure out how to do it, a time lapse of me building the Lego space shuttle with over 12,000 pieces. Not 12,000, 1,200 pieces. Jeez, could you imagine 12,000 pieces of Legos? I would be here all day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and certainly feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and we'll look forward to more craziness and funness in the coming year. So, as always, thank you for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.